Hi, and welcome to the first episode of the Social Media Engage podcast. I am your host, Jamila, and I'm so excited to share my social media and marketing tips to nonprofit organizations. Having experience working in nonprofits, I know that marketing a nonprofit is completely different than marketing a corporation. Coming up with social media and marketing tactics is completely different. And also, you're doing all of this and trying to get your message on a shoestring budget. So this podcast will explore specific tactics and resources that nonprofit organizations can use in their social media strategies. So I hope you find this podcast super helpful, and please send me any topics, any ideas that you would like me to cover at the socialmediaengage@gmail.com. So let's get into it. So I want to start off my podcast just giving a shout out to nonprofits who are just doing the absolute best on social media, who are just getting it right and also doing a great job in the community. So today's nonprofit spotlight, I can't talk today. Nonprofit spotlight is to Teens with a Purpose. They are located in Norfolk, Virginia. Their mission is to create a platform that empowers young people to use their voice, creativity, reflection, and action to affect personal growth, transform lives, and impact their communities. They are an amazing organization. I have worked with them numerous times. Their executive and founder of Deidre. These students and teenagers and kids are super talented. They are amazing. So please follow them on social media at TWP The Movement. Visit their website at www.twpthemovement.org, and you'll just love them. Like, just trust me. They are simply amazing. If you have a nonprofit that you think is just doing the best job on social media and just doing a great job giving back to the community, and you want me to give them a shout out, send me an email at the socialmediaengage@gmail.com. So let's talk about the social media trends and news for the week. I found there's a good one on socialmediatoday.com, which is a blog that I read religiously that just gets really good ideas and stays up on the trends on what's going on in social media. So they did this article on the 2018's most important Instagram updates and how to make the best use of them. And Instagram has 1 billion active users, about 400 million active users a day. So this is like an amazing app, amazing that you just need to be on. So they give some of the updates that Instagram has been doing to help you engage more with your viewers. One of them is IGTV. And so they talk about IGTV kind of being like YouTube, like a YouTube channel for your Instagram page. I know the videos on IGTV I think they can be any length, but they do need to be resized in a certain way so that you can use it. But it's a great use to build your brand, connect, and grow with your audience. What else can it do? I'm just reading through it. It gives users a chance to share longer vertical video on Instagram, which is a huge plus because on Instagram stories, they have to be 15-second intervals, and in your post, they can only be 1 minute and 15 seconds. So being able to showcase your organization and what you're doing in a longer period of time is awesome. It's an awesome use of IGTV. They also talk about ads and stories. Instagram stories has become one of Instagram's most popular updates, and now with story ads, businesses are able to insert full screen promotions sandwiched between the stories of people a user follows, which is awesome. Let's see. They talk about more of the engagement tools on Instagram stories. They introduce stickers to story, emoji sliders, polls, and questions. It's just another way to spark engagement and gather feedback from your audience, which is amazing. So I'll have this link on my website so that underneath this episode, so you can go back and kind of read it and see what other tools they're talking about. Another one that I thought was good was from socialreport.com, and they give you certain apps that nonprofits can use to grow their nonprofit. And these are the best social media apps. So there's Canva, which I use all the time. You don't have to know graphic design to use Canva. You don't even need to know how to use Photoshop to use Canva, because they already have templates, graphic templates that you can use any size for anything, flyers, social media, anything, and you just put in your information and you're good to go. It's a free web-based graphic design app. You can purchase it if you need to do more, or you can also create like a business one so that you can have your team in it and have the branding that way. You don't have to necessarily use your personal on Canva. It's just a great tool. A plethora of library free templates and design elements. It's amazing. Another one that I use also that they put on this list is Unsplash. When you have those moments where you need a really good photo and you may not just have it in your collection, Unsplash is your source of royalty-free photos. Royalty-free photos. I can't emphasize that enough. That looks great and can be used for free without attribution. And the photographers on this page, I mean, excellent photos. Anything you can think of, they have it, and it's perfect for your website. And I'll also have this link underneath my episode so you can take a gander of what else is going on. So today's episode, my first episode, is on the topic of how should nonprofits get started on social media. And so many nonprofits find that they're spending hours writing social media posts only to just get a handful of responses. And I know that can be frustrating when nonprofits manage a lot, especially creating social media campaigns that you want to go viral and earn these millions of views and shares. And you may be wondering if there's a secret ingredient that these posts have that other nonprofits are doing, and you're seeing other nonprofits create these amazing posts and get all these viewership, and you're trying to figure out like, okay, so what am I doing wrong? Well, it's not really a huge secret ingredient. It's just called engagement and preparation. And it's something that big or small nonprofit organizations can achieve even with limited resources. So it is attainable, guys. So if you have a social media and your nonprofit's on it and you're just not gaining that traction, here might be the reasons why. You may not have a clear purpose, aren't speaking to the most relevant audience. You may not be on the right platform and aren't posting at the right time. So the reason why nonprofits should have a social media presence and how to establish that if you don't have a social media presence is the first step is deciding what you want to achieve from your social media. You need to make your goal the focus point. And then once you think about the goal or what you want to accomplish on social media, it should parallel and be compatible with your mission statement. And with these measurable goals in sight, you can choose what call to action is going to work to you and what you want to work towards, such as you follow the Facebook page or join as a supporter. These will help you choose the text or image and video posts that you want to easily track to see how well you're doing on social media. What are your organizational priorities? What kinds of content do you currently have, and what types of content do you want to generate on an ongoing basis? Another thing you want to think about also as you are establishing and doing your social media is who are you trying to reach? Most successful social media marketing is targeted towards very specific audiences. So you want to establish who your target audience are, and that will help you focus on your social media posting. You may want to create a social media persona, like who are they? Who are your audience? Where do they live? What's their age? What's their gender? And then you can also look at your database of current members and donors to also help you with your social media persona. Where is the right place to post? This might be like one of the most common questions that nonprofit organizations and even corporations ask, like, where do I need to post? Because there's so many social media channels, a lot of nonprofit organizations think that they need to be on every single one of them. And that may not be the case because different platforms suit different types of content. So you may want to be on Facebook, but sometimes maybe your nonprofit organization and your mission may not correlate to a Twitter or a Pinterest. And that's okay. That doesn't mean that you need to be on every single channel. You need to figure out what is going to work for you and what's going to be the best strategy. So, like I said, different platforms suit different types of content. Choose the social media networks you'll be posting on will help you structure the type of posts you'll be making. For example, ASPCA, they use Facebook events a lot, and that's to let supporters know the details of upcoming fundraisers. Lacona, they're another organization, support social entrepreneurs, and they use Pinterest to show the projects and the people that they're working with. So just some of the facts about social media and seeing which social media page you want to continue with your nonprofit organization or you want to establish for your nonprofit organization. So Facebook is by far the largest of the social media networks. It has 1.115, did I say that right? 1.15 billion monthly active users. I mean, that's a lot. And the reason for this platform that you may use for nonprofits, it can be used as a community hub by your nonprofit to spark conversation around key issues, doubles as a broadcast medium because Facebook has Facebook Live, which you can use to do behind the scenes, during your behind the scenes, a Q&A, live video during events. So many ways you can use live video. The types of content that can be used on Facebook is visual, compelling images. In order to succeed, you need to share a diverse mix of content about the issues your organization is focused on. So not just images, but videos. They also have GIFs. You can also do polls. So kind of just playing around with the content and what's going to work. And you can check Facebook Insights as well to see what is working well for your nonprofit. And you need to inspire people to engage with nonprofit by posting interesting and thought-provoking content on a regular basis. And you can determine as well how much you're going to post on the pages. For Twitter is a fast-paced network that can be highly useful to share news about your nonprofit and build connections with potential supporters. This straddles the line between being a broadcast medium because they also have a third-party software called Periscope, so you can also do live video and it will also show on your Twitter page, and add a personal communication platform. This is good news because you can put out as much content as you want about your nonprofit, but you also have to engage with the users on an individual basis. The type of content that works on Twitter for nonprofits is posting highly timely content because Twitter is also a good network for conversation. It's become the place also to go to for breaking news. I know I constantly go to Twitter to find out what is going on in the news. I can't even remember really how much I've turned on the TV to go to the actual news. I'm constantly just looking on Twitter. You don't need to turn your organization into a newsroom per se, but your tweets need to be relevant content that has some news value. YouTube is not just a space for storing your nonprofit's videos. No. And it is so easy for YouTube to be that kind of video storage, but it doesn't have to be for your nonprofit. It's the second largest search engine in the world, and as well as the second largest social network. Young people are not engaging on Facebook. They're not. They're on Instagram. They're on YouTube. They're anywhere but Facebook. So using YouTube as a social network is the nonprofit social networking strategy. The types of content for YouTube is riveting videos no longer than 3 minutes. Aim to share brief and captivating videos because you're going to lose your audience. It doesn't need to be a long 5-minute, 10-minute video. You can capture people's attention, especially supporters, potential donors, in 3 minutes or less. There's also Pinterest. So it's a social media bookmarking site may hold more potential than you might think for your nonprofit. On Pinterest, the ability to get people to share your content, you could put a sharing button on your website. So you know how you've seen, gone to different organizations' websites or even like your favorite blogs and they have a picture and on top it'll say pin it. You can add those pin it buttons onto your website, turning Pinterest users into ambassadors. They will help take content from your website and distribute it to all of their friends on Pinterest. So you don't necessarily have to keep Pinterest as like a board. You can cross promote it, which is great. So you're getting users from different avenues, which is amazing. The value isn't in how awesome your boards are, but how awesome your content is on your website. And the type of content you'll need for that is strong visual content on your website. And then if you're wondering about Instagram, yes, Instagram is one of those best platforms for visual content to showcase and tell the story about your organization. Use that in your photo gallery. You can use Instagram stories to use it even as a news platform to show like the latest news visually about your organization, as well as different events. They have Instagram Live. So it's just like for Facebook. You can do behind the scenes lives, Q&As, events going on, talk about the staff to make it personable. So many things you can do on Instagram as well. And the type of content that works is mostly photos, and you can use Instagram TV and Instagram stories for videos to capture that. So when you're thinking about how you're going to use social media for your nonprofit, and now that you know the main social media platforms and what they're used for and what content can go on it, think about visualization. Visual content is more engaging. It engages your audience. You can ask questions directly on social media. Thank your audience for their active engagement and emphasize how great their contributions are in helping your organization achieve its goals. There's one of the main questions that the audience may have is, where is my money going? How are you using that money for your nonprofit organization? Well, social media is one of the best places that you can tell them and show them. You don't have to tell them, show them visually how their money is helping significantly for your mission. Social media is one of the best places to do that. You can provide them with a chance to tell your story and you can also provide them the opportunity to tell their story, preferably in video, on why they decided to donate and give back to your organization and what their organization means to them. So consumers, audiences, supporters love to see themselves. So this is a perfect opportunity to do that. So to visualize content, visual content equals engagement. Be useful, interesting, and of course that favorite word, engaging. If you give people answers they know their friends want as well, more than likely they're going to share them. Why? People love to be seen as knowledgeable and in the know. If you make them an expert, they'll share to make themselves look good. Use content marketing to build trust. People dislike brands and companies that they don't trust. And if they don't trust you, they're quick to tell their friends why they don't trust you. Make sure the content you post on your website provides visitors with something like 5 easy ways to conserve water. Use every opportunity that you have to develop trust and rapport with your visitors, and you will have rapid numbers in numerous ways. You want to be shown as the expert. You want the audience to trust you. And offer compelling reasons to share your content. An example of a gentle push to get people to share content is, I used to work at the Salvation Army in Hampton Roads Area Command, and one of the ways that I pushed people to share our content was contests, different ways. So with the contest, I partnered with Metro PCS, and I came up with Tell Us Your Story. And one of my jobs and roles was to promote and market the Kroc Center, which was their fitness and recreation center. And so I wanted members to tell their story of what the Kroc means to them and how that's helped them in their lives. And the best story would win a 1-year plan free contract phone by Metro PCS a Samsung Galaxy. And so that encouraged people to share their story because people want free stuff. They want to win. So that was one way. I worked on a big Christmas campaign to generate more donations for millennials. And it was also a contest to your Red Kettle selfie hashtag. And that's when hashtags again was becoming more popular. And so incorporating that into my strategy and having people take pictures with the bell ringers and anything Salvation Army Christmas like, and the best photo, who had the most votes would win a prize. That also engaged the media, and the media came out because it was something new. It was something different that we've never done before. So again, finding those little things to push people so that they can share their story will help you significantly in social media and for your organization and your nonprofit. So I think that was a lot of information. I hope there was great information that you can definitely implement into your nonprofit social media and marketing strategy. Thank you so much for listening to my first episode. There'll be plenty of more, especially tune in next week when I talk about Giving Tuesday, which is one of the biggest things for nonprofit. And I'm going to have a special guest. I won't say who it is yet, but I'm going to have a special guest who's going to give you some great tips about Giving Tuesday, especially using the tips that she used during Give Local 757, which is kind of Hampton Roads Giving Tuesday, and how those tips can definitely help you reach your goal for Giving Tuesday. Don't forget to review my podcast in iTunes and Buzzsprout.com. Get feedback, and remember, my podcasts are published every Wednesday at noon. Until next time, see ya!